Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rena. If you're new here, then welcome. If you see me starting with a bare face, you probably know that I'm gonna do a get ready with me, and we are gonna test one brand. This is called MCo Beauty. I mentioned in one of my recent get ready with me video, and some of you guys commented. I definitely have a lot of MCo Beauty product, but I don't have their base. So I did went ahead to Woolworths to purchase. I purchased this at the second last week in August, and they have a 30% off sale. They often do 30, 40. If you wait long enough, they will have a half price sale once or twice a year. So unless you are desperately needing this, I do recommend you wait until when there's a sale. I just woke up in the morning. It's not very early, but my voice is still getting back to normal. My nose is a little bit blocked. My face is a little bit puffed, so I'm just getting there. Bear with me. As we're doing the makeup, I think I'll get better as well. So if you like this video, and I'll do a whole day wear test because we're going out to Costco, so we can see how it goes throughout the day. Yeah, don't forget to give this video a like and consider subscribe down below. I'll quickly show you the things I purchased. I don't have concealer, foundation, or primer, so I went ahead and done all of those. I've got their Flawless Glow Luminous Skin Filter. This is like a primer or illuminator type of thing, but it's more for, definitely not a highlighter. I think this is duping for the Charlotte Tilbury one. And I've got in the shade Fair 2.5. It's really hard to tell the shade because I can only see through the bottle. The light is definitely too light, but the next shade looks like a little bit too dark in my opinion. I do also order an e.l.f. The filter luminous thing because I watched Jessica Brown's video. She gave a whole recommendation all about it, and I purchased everything that she recommended and the one that I don't have. So I'm gonna go ahead and test it out. Her favorite, if they're really my favorite, that will be my next kind of get ready and testing video idea. So if you're loving that idea, let me know down in the comments, but also subscribe. So I think this is it's like a doe foot application as well. I'm gonna quickly see how is the shade looking. Oh, I forgot to mention, I used the MCo Beauty sunscreen today as well. Since I were doing MCo Beauty, I gone ahead and used the Mineral SPF 50+. I do have a video talked all about the sunscreen, and they also have a chemical one. I'll leave that video somewhere so you can check the details about the sunscreen, but this is what I used today. I guess I'll just gone ahead and apply it in all areas. I've got some pimples over here, like acne issues or on and off. So I think it's good that I'm still, having it so I can test out the foundation and concealer, but it's not good that I know I'm having them. Alright, I think I'm going to go ahead and use a sponge just to blend it out. It's very illuminating. Like I can see from the viewfinder, it's so bright. It's a cloudy day, so I got a studio light. I just got this light this week, so I popped the light on, but in a very, not very intense, so I don't think it has much of a filter, but it does lighten up everything. Otherwise, it's just going to be so dark. And I only have one, so I don't want to have two that really reflects. I would truly just wanting some nice lightening coming in. Very illuminating, not so much of concealing. It's instant smooth, illuminates and blurs skin to perfection. Okay. Definitely not blurring as a pore minimizing primer. I can say that straight away. For foundation, I've got their Miracle Hyaluronic Tinted Serum. I think this is a new product as well. They've also got two other foundations. I think one with a higher coverage and then one is like a BB cream. I believe this is slightly a newer release, so I just decided to try the newest one because I figure if you guys are watching this and you've already following MCo Beauty for a while, you might already know the other ones. So this one has 1% pure hyaluronic acid, and I've got in the shade 2-3 Light. Skincare infused to formula, lightweight skin-like finish, hydrates and nourish. Shake well before use. Let me just try. It's a dropper. design, and I've got, oh, this is actually an okay shade. I just don't think it will work if it oxidized though. Like if it's just the shade itself, this is under the primer. I'll try on the other hand without the primer on. If it doesn't oxidize, then it's actually just my shade. Alright, I've got way too much foundation. I'm just gonna lather it on my face. Gotta feel, oh, this is very serum-like. See how when I blend, everything kind of just like watery? It feels really nice as well. It's got a cooling effect. Maybe they have a bit of alcohol in here. I can pretty much just use my hand to blend it out. The price when I got this, they're all under $20 because they're 30% off sale. But imagine if it's full price. I still think it's a little bit expensive considering MCo Beauty is duping very high-end products. I know it's still cheaper than the high-end, but when you're duping and you're really trying to bring out affordable things, I'm not expecting you to be around $10, which if you can, then that's brilliant. Also, still $30–40 for a full price is a bit expensive. I know you're always on sale, but it doesn't give you the right to be that high priced. I just hope they can keep everything under $30 for full price. So imagine if you're on half price and you're always around $15, that's gonna be so much affordable than some of the price tags they have now. But they're not over by a lot. Like, I'm probably thinking they're doing okay, but maybe I just wanting it to do better. I just used my hand to blend it. I'm actually pretty happy with how it looks. It is definitely not having a huge coverage, and I've brought my camera slightly closer so hopefully you can see a little bit better. This foundation as well as this primer, they're all both very glowy. I personally would not recommend to kind of put them together unless you really like a super glow radiant look. For what I prefer, I'll probably go with this primer and with something just satiny finish, or just to use this one mixed with like pore minimizing or hydrating primer to have a full satin finish just by itself. And now I'm about to set my face and I realize I forgot to have a setting powder. But before I go ahead, let's do concealer. I always forget concealing. I purchased their 16 Hours Instant Concealer Camouflage and Contour. I have in the shade Light over here. The look of it seems like it's duping the Tarte concealer. I have a very mini size of the Tarte concealer. It was very thick. You just need the tiniest bit and you have to blend it very well, which I think with this base, it's actually going to work well because it's such a hydrating base. Having trouble taking it out. This is what it looks like. We've got how much product in here? 10 ml. It's a 10 ml product here. That's quite a lot. For foundation and primer, they're both 30 ml. Those are standard sizes. You know, sometimes they have 25 ml of foundation. It's not that I'm, going to quickly use it up and that's making a huge difference. But the prices hasn't changed, but you're getting less product. Anyway, let's try this one. I have cleaned my hands so we can do a quick swatch. Another doe food applicator. Oh, this is the shade. Okay. I actually think I wasn't doing too bad with my shading, but I could do slightly better. So I will cover my under eye first. Just 2 dots. 2, that's all I need. Considering if it's duping to Tarte was very full coverage. I'll use my fingertips to blend it first just to see how it looks. It is a little bit heavy. I've been using the Maybelline Fit Me concealer recently again, and almost like a go-to work. I just do my under eye, a little bit T-zone, and whatever left just to blend it on my face, and that's been giving a really nice overall glow, where this definitely needs to take a little bit more effort than the Maybelline one. It's one of those you have to sit down and do it, rather where Maybelline's just do it and go. It covers my under eye okay, maybe I just need a little bit more. I don't think it's having that high coverage compared to the Tarte one, but it's definitely at least medium coverage. side without. Yeah, you can see a difference. It definitely has covered a bit. That's good. I think the sponge and fingertips, they're both okay. Depends on your preferred method. I am someone doing a little bit mix. I like to use the warmth of my fingertip to kind of push and also blend things away, but that's just simply just me. I definitely think it's still brighten up a little bit. Now we're gonna try to hide these areas, see how it goes. With hiding pimples, I actually prefer a sponge. I know actually brush is better, but I think sometimes brush is a little bit too thick. It's only when I was using a particular really red big pimple. If it's an overall area, I still prefer fingertip and sponge. It's pretty good. I can only barely see this one. The rest is pretty much all gone. I think that's okay. That's nice. And then I've got these areas are just a bit of discoloration on my skin. That's all. That wasn't bad. Like I can definitely see areas been brightened up. I'm pretty happy with this concealer, but it's got a really tight open neck here. I think that's a good thing, but it was really hard for me to pull things out, and I already created a mess around like the neck. So pretty happy with the base product, and like I said, I have no face setting powder. I thought I got everything, but no I don't. So I'm just gonna go ahead with my Designer Brands Hydra set. This is something I'm trying to finish by the end of this year, and it could be a little bit struggle for me. There's really not much left. I'll go ahead using my e.l.f. pointed power brush. Not powder. I really like this brush for setting my under eye. It meant to be duping the Becca Hydra set. It does have a cooling effect when I first got it. Now I can't feel the cooling effect. I also wanted to set the luminous, just bring it down a little bit. I have beauty wand to use and I just set my face. You know what? We're just gonna set here now. I just slightly set the side of my face a little bit. We're just gonna leave it. I forgot that. For contouring, I have the beauty wand. I had them for a while. I got them when they first came out and I did test it out as my first impression. So I'll leave that video somewhere just in case. But we're gonna use them again. My memory about these, I think, is really good for beginner. The longevity is can be something that improve, but if you're just first time using it and you love the wand and wanting to give it a go, and before you go ahead and purchase Charlotte Tilbury one because it's so much expensive, I agree. You can go ahead and try this. It's a squeezing sponge tip, is that how I say it? I'm trying to squeeze some. Oh, I've already got stuff out. I can't tell because I've used it before. So this is the contour shade. I got medium dark. It looks a lot darker, but once it blends out, it's so much like seamlessly. So based on my face shape, this is what I will do. Everyone can do whatever they feel like best to suit them. I'm gonna use my fingertip, grab a little bit from here, just from my nose. Oh, hopefully that's not too much. And in my memory, I was using a sponge. I like to use like the tip side because it's just the same shade as how I would like to create a contour. Trying to create a flat surface. I think it blends out really, like see here, is really nicely, but don't over blend it because I got a feeling that it can kind of blend it away. Face. This side is so funny. I'm gonna go ahead and do it here first. Jawline contouring, it really depends on your face shape. I have found my face shape is more towards to a male, like I have a really sharp angle here. Nothing too bad, but it's just sometimes a little bit too sharp. It made me look like I'm very, like a tough person. I am, but I'm also very nice, soft, easygoing. Like here, it blends out so much and so easily. Even if you had a bit of mass, you can easily use the clean side of sponge and things will just slightly blend it away. I really like how this looks in overall, but like I said, I think the longevity is maybe a little bit questionable. So if you want to add it a little bit more, I would suggest you go ahead and now use a powder contour to set it. I'm just gonna go easy today, so I will use a setting powder, the Designer Brands one, later and set it again. And then for blush, I have, let me see, Peach Glow and Pink Glow. Both of these are highlighter, but I think one of them is more of a blush color. Like this is the Pink Glow. This is total blush in my opinion. And the Peachy Glow can be used as a highlighter. This is the peach. It's still definitely on the blusher side, but if you use a very light hand with the peach, it can become a highlighter each color. But I'm gonna go ahead with the pink one for blush. I have a feeling you can just use your hand to blend it out because it's so easy to blend. Yeah, I think the hand actually looks better than the sponge because sponge will soak up a lot of product, and because it's so easy to blend, you don't want the product to go on. I did a little bit too much on this side, so I'm gonna go ahead and use the sponge. Quickly, before I forget, do the contouring around my nose. I completely forgot. I am also ordering like a little mic that I can put it around me so you can hear my voice a bit better because my room's really big, so it's a lot of echo, and with the studio light I think it created a little bit of white noise. So bear with me with this video. I think the audio is going to be okay, but probably not the best, but hopefully you still see everything clear enough so you have an idea. Because this blush is so light, I would definitely recommend, if you're someone like a bit of blushy color, again packed with a powder on top of it. The OXX Beauty here in Australia is actually really good with their blush. I've tried it one before and I really liked it. They came out with contour stick, blush sticks and all that. I was like, what? Everyone's coming out with new makeup here in Australia. I'm just gonna add a little bit of this Peach Glow as a highlighter, but also like just blend the colors a little bit. It's pretty much the same spot. Is this Peachy Glow? Yeah. You see me with tons of blushy colors around my cheek today. So I've blended again. You can definitely see the shines, but I hope you guys can still see a bit of blushy color. In real life, there is very, very light. So I would recommend to use this one as a blush topper, or mixed with a powder blush, or even just use it as a slightly colorful highlighter. If you're looking for a very intensive blush, I don't think these are the one. I'll quickly do my brows and then I'll set my face, do my brows, and I'll be back. Alright, so I've done my brows. Because the brow products are the same as I mentioned in my last video, so I'm not going to say it again. I still see these, they're still available. I didn't want to go ahead and purchase the very dark one because I think it was a little bit too much. And these one a little bit too brownish. Like if you see my whole outfit today with the sweater that I'm wearing, it's probably okay. And like I said, my hair is not super dark. But I'll quickly swatch it again. This is in the shade light medium. Like it's a definitely proper brownish shade. It's very creamy and it's got really color payoff. It's going to be a bit hard to get that very natural wild brow, but if you're like me, just filling up and you have a good kind of hair naturally, then it's okay. And then I have medium dark just next to it. Both of these are more to me like an eyeliner color that I would like. I'll quickly show you one of the colors I enjoy from a K-Beauty brand. This is in their shade Gentle Brown, so it's not a black color either. But see how that it's not as intense. It's definitely all in the brownish shade, but they just have a slightly less opacity. But when you blend it and as you're building up, you have more of that dark, not dark, just less brown brunette color, but more of the deep tone of the brown. Like, I hope that makes sense. Like, it's looking so similar, right? But when I go on my eyes, for most of my videos recently, if you look any videos this year, most of the time I'm just using this one, and I don't think it look as brown as this, but it's workable. Like, I can make these color work. I know I can. Just wondering if you're after a really black brow, this might not be the one. They have different types of it. They do have the filter tip pen, I think, that you can draw. I'm just really bad at those, so I'm not gonna go ahead and make myself a big mess in front of the camera, so that's not what I'm doing. I will be going ahead to do some eye makeup, so I'm just gonna quickly apply a lip balm, not an eye primer, because I have this one and I thought, oh, why not? The lip balm in the peach flavor, this is their sheer super balm. It does got a bit of color, but it will just be a nourishing balm for today, and I will apply some lipstick afterwards, or lip, what is it called? This one is called lipstick and liner, dual end. So this, it smells very peachy. They do have a peach line limited edition. Oh, that will be, is that even before COVID? Oh, now I think about it, I think so. It's a year before COVID, or you know, COVID happened at the end of the year, maybe just that year, but earlier. I got the whole set, and I get rid of their lipstick because it's just been in my collection for too long. Did I get rid of it? Yeah, because it smells a little bit off, but it was such a beautiful shade. It was in my 2021 or 2020 year project pan. I love it so much. Anyway, the reason I say it, not because this one smells just like I'm having peach drinks all around me. If you ever tried Asian peach drinks, different types, bubbles or non-bubbled, this is exactly what it smells like, and I really enjoy it. I am going to use a limited edition eyeshadow palette, which is no longer available. It's called Just Peachy. I think this is a dupe for the Too Faced one. I have had a look of their current eyeshadow collections. They don't have a lot. Like, to be honest, I'm pretty surprised. And I don't feel like I want to purchase any. No offense. If you guys have tried MCo Beauty one, there's a really good particular one, let me know. Then I'll go ahead and get it. But when I was just browsing at Woolworths, I didn't want him to purchase any. And then I realized I've actually have one myself. And I kept it with, you know, even this sticker on. So I'm just going to go ahead and use this. I'll just give you an idea of the eyeshadow quality they have. And I do think they have a really great quality. Just bring all my brushes here. Because the color that I'm wearing, I've got darkish blue and lighter shade. I don't think I'm going to go too much. It's probably using more of the warm tones in here, and that's my comfort zone. So starting with a fluffy blower brush, I think I'm going to dip into this shade over here. I've used it quite a bit, you can tell. This palette is so big and nice, but it doesn't come with a mirror, which is not a bad thing because it's very light. Cardboard packaging, but it's super, it just has the nice quality of the cardboard packaging. I've got other ones from Flower Beauty. They have a face palette. That one was okay, but the packaging is a little bit, it's like can improve. This type of face shade, it just really complements my eye and just matches well with my skin color. And then I think I'll go ahead, speaking of going safe, I think I'll just go this shade over here, the brown, as well as this burgundy shades here. I'm gonna use the same brush actually, just to tap in both of these. Slightly smaller circles than where I was before to hopefully create a nice diffused look. But don't try to learn anything from me because I'm not the makeup artist that you need to learn an eye makeup look. But you can kind of learn how I mess things up and you'll be like, I won't do that next time. If you have a smaller one, you could actually go ahead and use a smaller one. I'm going to use a smaller. This is Real Techniques Base Shadow Brush. Kind of just emphasize a little bit of my base. Just close to my double eyelid here. And now I have the capacity of the eyeshadow close to my outer line. I'm going to quickly clean this brush and go back to my first base light shade and just tap over. I really don't have a big space between my eyebrows and my my lash line, because, you know, Asian eyes, and not all Asian eyes looks like this, but I'm very typical. So my eyeshadow is always going to be a little bit more smaller unless I get rid of my brows and I draw it again. But my face proportion is, I just have a very small round face. I'm not complaining, but I'm just saying the eye look that I can create, I feel like very limited. But maybe I just should just go out of my comfort zone, just go ahead and do it. My best time of the day is probably now in front of the camera with you guys. I'm talking to myself, but I'm like, oh, you guys are gonna see it a little bit later and see how crazy that I was. All right, I think that'll do for now. I'm gonna use the same base brush from the Real Techniques and going a little bit of deeper shade. They only have one matte shade that's a little bit deeper, which is this one here. And then all the other shades that I'm kind of wanting are shimmer. So I think I'll go ahead with the matte. See how that goes and maybe add a bit of shimmer onto it. The matte formula, at least in this palette, is a bit powdery, but it's not unacceptable. Yeah, I like how it just gives me a slightly defined crease. With shimmer, let's have a look. Just quickly show you what I'm wearing. A sweater and the blue jeans. I don't want to go anything too much, so I think I'm gonna go safe with most likely this shade, because I've used this a few times before. I will use my finger tip. Oh, the shimmer is so creamy, like so creamy. That's so good. It feels so nice when you dip your fingers in. Even on my oiled lid, I look at my eyeshadow really closely. I can see the powder coming from the matte shade. But I feel like as my lid get a little bit more oily throughout the day, it'll probably be okay. I just hope it doesn't crease. I can't remember if it was creasing on my eyelid before. As always, my battery died, so I tried to reduplicate my background and everything. Hopefully it works. It always dies, and I cannot do the videos. You know how they do a 10 minutes full face video? It always has to be 20-30 minutes for me. I don't know, do I talk too much? So I wanted to add a little bit more lighter shade to emphasize the inner corner-ish, but I don't think they have one that's really stands out lighter shade. They do have these two, so I'm just gonna pick from, well, these three actually. Maybe just this one mixed with this one. I just think they're a little bit too light. I wanted something a little bit more intense and kind of in around the inner corner, but it doesn't seem like they have it. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and use a brush for this because it's too precise for me, for my little finger. You just can't really tell the differences. The shade is still, like, at least for my eyelid, after everything that I got on, you can barely tell you're emphasizing the inner corner, which is not the end of the day. I can deal with it, but definitely not preferred. I still really like this eyeshadow though. Like, everything turns out fine, and there's so many colors that I don't often do. I think I've tried those colors before and it was working okay. I definitely tried the green before, and that's kind of out of my comfort zone, so I like it. Let's go ahead and do eyeliner, and I did look at all the eyeliners they've got. I really don't have one that I wanted to try. They have the cat wing stamp one. I had those, and they actually don't have different sizes, and I don't think the size they have is my eye size because I'm very small eyed. That's number one. And then they have a pencil eyeliner, which I'm really not into. I wanted to get a gel eyeliner, and they have a felt tip one. So they don't have a gel eyeliner like the Urban Decay or like the Rimmel Scandal Eyes eyeliner that I kind of looking at the moment, like really loving them. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use my Project Pan eyeliner, which is a NYX Epic eyeliner. This one I tried yesterday. It does definitely smudge a little bit, but not looking crazy. It just created a smoky eye look for me because I never do smoky eye look, and it just end up doing this smoky eye look effect. That's fine. So I'm just going to use this so I have a usage of my Project Pen product, and I'll be back to test out the eyeshadow because I have the Tubey Mascara XtendLash Lash mascara. So with eyeliners, like I said, I use that one, but I also use the Rimmel Scandal Eyes, the brown one. I really like it, and it kind of just merges the brown, otherwise it's too black. And I did curled my lashes already. I got this one from YesStyle for a long time. It's got a Hello Kitty on it. How cute is that? And I've also recently did a shipment from China. That's where I got my studio light, and they have this tiny little one, you know, the bottom lash, not the bottom, the lashes towards the end is so hard to like curl. You can just use this, work on the particular lash that you want to work on. Life is so much easier now. I didn't know they had all those things. Anyway, just all the interesting bits. So, XtendLash Mascara by McoBeauty. It was viral when it first came out, and I purchased it a while ago. Very thin, skinny tube, like wand. I really like it. It just feels like quite sleek. It's got a tapering down bristle here. I prefer these than those fluffier ones. Some of them it's a little bit too much. This is the ideal wand or bristle that I would prefer, and because the tubing mascara is going to be so much easier to get rid of it at the end of the day. But now let's see how it goes with application. This is the eye with the mascara on, and this is the one without. Obviously the one with will look a little bit more intense. I don't know if you can see the length. It's so much longer. It's super extended. If you're someone prefer a volume mascara, you might have to pair it with something else. But if you already got good lashes yourself and you just want to add that lengthening, I think this one is definitely got everything you need. I'm very impressed by this mascara. It is a slightly wet formula. Like I can tell this one is completely dry and this one's a little bit wet. So I'm just trying to open my eyes for a little bit before it gets transferred everywhere. The last but not the least, I am not someone doing lower lashes very well, and so I often just leave it, and a lot of time my things will get transferred a little bit, so it just turned out to have a little bit lower lash line effect. Anyway, that's a side note. What I'm trying to say is now it's time to do lip. The lip balm that I use is very moisturizing, super nourishing. So if you just want it on the go, it does have a tiny bit of peach color, but on my very dark lip, you can't tell. Like you can nowhere to tell that I have a colored lip balm on. But when I'm wiping off, sorry, it's a bit gross, but you can see there's a bit peachy here. I hope you can because I'm trying to stay away from it. And now I'm gonna go ahead and use lipstick. I have actually quite a bit of their lip product. Lip gloss, high shine gloss, nude high shine gloss, and ultra lip stain, like the Maybelline one, and as well as this dual-ended lip liner. I want to use this so I can line up as well as do the lipstick all at once. I have the shade Nude Rush. That is definitely my shade. The liner actually had a bit of cut for you when you first purchased. I got this at Bella Box, I think. So I'm gonna line my lips first. The lip liner is very creamy. You can actually fill up the entire lip that you prefer. If I fill it up, I think I'm already good to go, but I want to use the lipstick for the majority of my lips now. Not the center of my lips, I guess. It's a cream formula, no shine. It's very like the Revlon lipstick in the cream texture finish. there is not much huge color differences, but when you apply it, I don't know if you guys can see, I'm trying to show it. The center is definitely more emphasized because I think the shade's a little bit darker. I like that way. I know some people prefer a darker lip liner with the center slightly lighter shade. I prefer the center is a bit darker and just diffused out, so it's like more natural looking. This is looking really good. This nude rush is definitely my color. I love it. I was gonna use the High Shine Gloss just to top it up, have a really nice bling bling shiny look, but I turns out really like this kind of more cool down version. But I'll swatch this one with you. This is the High Shine Gloss in the color Strawberry Crush. I don't see this very often. Like, I see they still have High Shine Gloss, but not necessarily this particular color. So if you apply it like heavy, it's got this pinkish shade onto it, but it does blends out into a very sheer, you can say it's a Barbie-ish pink, or to me it's just a not dual chrome, but like got a chrome-ish pink with a really high reflective shine, and I think that's really, really pretty. And that would pretty much just covers up everything for like the full face. The primer is definitely a super illuminating glow finish that if you prefer. The foundation has got a light coverage and it's have this, I think it's more than a satin finish, but it's definitely a little bit hard to tell because I'm having a really glowy base. But just on its own, I think it's a very skin-like finish with a bit of glow, a tiny bit of it. Not a lot of coverage. You can't expect this to cover everything if you have a little bit of more problematic area that you want to just conceal all at once. This foundation will not do that. It reminds me of the W7 Featherlight foundation. It was just that runny, as well as the Ordinary Serum foundation, because they're all in the same sort of category, have a really runny texture. And I would recommend pair with a slightly higher coverage concealer, maybe like this is the Camouflage concealer. It's a little bit heavy, but with the concealing property, I'm definitely very happy. Out of the things that I tried today, I am actually loving the concealer the best, and the primer and the foundation, they're equally similar in my opinion, but I would not put these together in the future because I think it's too much of a glow. But I reckon they're gonna be great pairs, especially this one. It's a great pair for a lot of other things. And same as this, if I'm having a high coverage day, then I'll definitely go use this foundation for the rest of my face. Otherwise it's gonna be so cakey unless you're doing a photo shoot. If you're going like outdoor, real life, to see people, I think a high coverage concealer actually pairs well with a natural finish or light coverage foundation, so that it like balances out things a little bit more. The Beauty Wand, I've already given my thoughts. Great for first time user, easy to blend, nice tippy toe into the whole Beauty Wand ideas of products. I like the contour more than the blush and highlighter, especially the blush. I think they're just like blush topper or highlighter-ish. The blush color is not like as intensive as I would like. Very impressive with their mascara. This is, oh my god, good. Lip balm, lipsticks, they're always in my collection. I've been using them on and off for a long time, so they're definitely worth to checking out. The longevity of the base product, I will report back. Eyeshadow palette is great. Won't give too much opinion because you guys can't get it. That is pretty much everything. I hope you guys really enjoyed today's video. If you do, don't forget to give me a like and consider subscribe down below like always. And to spoil alert, as I mentioned in the video, I will do a full face of e.l.f. Cosmetics product, not just randomly. All the things that Jessica Brown was really enjoyed because I love her as well. I will see how I feel about all those products, and they were having 40% off when I purchased it, so I wasn't just gone mad. I was rationally thought about this and well planned for my video content, okay? Anyway, I said I'm gonna do a check-in. This will be my final check-in. We are 7:45 now. I finished my makeup around 12 to 12:30. Either way, it will be 7 to 8 hours-ish time wear test. So let's have a close-up look. I'm just gonna bring myself towards to you. I didn't do any touch-up because I was out and I had no time doing anything. Lipstick is pretty much all gone. Let me grab my mirror. Lip liner left within, but this is such a nice color. Like, you can't see that my lipstick was wearing off. It's more just of my lip color. The overall dewiness is still there. Definitely I had a little bit of shine coming through, but nothing is looking too bad. My eyeshadow, it's staying, the shimmer seems to be going faded a little bit, but the matte stayed well. The mascara had a tiny bit of just fell out over here. The eyeliner, it was a bit smudging. That's something I've already noticed, and that's not MCo Beauty, so you know, I don't worry about it. Brows stayed. Concealer was most likely stayed. Like, I did concealer here, here, and here, but there was a lot of touching around the chin because I was eating, and then I definitely wiped my under eye because of the eyeliner. So the concealer, I'm pretty happy with the way it is. So base product is really good. Nothing was wearing off, even though I have oil accentuated, but my nose, you can still see foundations stayed on it. And for my contour and blush, that's where the wand, like now I think there is a little bit left of the contouring, not so much of the blush color. There is a bit of sheen left off from the wand. I'm not quite sure which one. I'm thinking most likely the peachy one because that one has a bit more sheen, but the blush is only left like around here, but on top of my cheekbone are most likely worn off. So that's where I'm saying these ones, if you use by itself, it might not give you the longevity for 7 hours. But if you just quick photo shoot, or you were just really afraid that you got things at the wrong place, you definitely can use these, and because they are blended so seamlessly, you won't have to worry that you have a really red cheek or anything like that. And if you pair with a powder, I do think it's going to be a great combo. But if you're just going to use it and let it alone set and hoping lasting for 7 hours, it's not going to happen. Overall, I'm really happy with all the new product that I try out, and I confirm with all my salts with those beauty ones that I had it before. And that will be all for today. I hope you guys stay safe and stay positive, and I'll see you guys the next time. Bye.